Good morning. Today, we're on a beach. I'm so happy because the weather has been gross again for the last week and a half, and I've been really wanting to go out and just shoot some photos and haven't been able to, or at least I'm a bit of a fair weather photographer, so I haven't gone out. And now that today is promised to be 20 degrees, I am out and about for a whole day's shoot. If you're feeling curious about shooting down at low tide, one thing to be aware of: Thames juice. It's this horrible kind of brown sludge that ruins the shoot. Found this little strip of light and shadow. There was a woman standing just up here. She was in this bright blue shirt, and this shirt was illuminated by the sunshine, but the background was really dark, and that created huge tonal contrast, which hopefully resulted in a sick photo. I was seeing Lightroom later. I was very frantically composing, shooting, and hoping for the best. We're back again onto the best bridge in London, and this is what I'm looking at. So in this frame here, we've got these lines on the railings, we've got these lines here cutting across, we've got these lines going vertically, we've got these two main lines that are shooting off into this, and if we drop down to about here, all of a sudden the lines seem to become clean. They no longer have kind of like major intersections, they're not overlapping each other, and so I'm trying to use these really clean lines to draw your eye to a subject. And at the moment I'm trying to find someone who is wearing dark clothing to be at the end of the bridge, because hopefully that will then show up against the white stone, and that will hopefully create the contrast needed to make the subject look clear. Enjoying this, please subscribe, please like, please spam a comment about how you like this video, what you like about this video, because anything that you can share I guess is useful. And let's continue with the video. Every time I'm out about shooting and I find a composition that I like, I always think to myself, how can I make this more of what it is, more of what I want to capture? That could be, how do I get more contrast in the image? That could be, how do I make these lines cleaner? And by always thinking this way, it means that compositions then come more naturally, rather than I'm taking a photo of that, how can I just get a photo and move on? This little square is super contrasty. Very harsh highlights, very dark shadows. Probably not going to get a nice evenly lit subject. Therefore, how can I emphasize and get an interesting contrasty subject within this space? The best thing about coming to Tower Bridge is this little guy. So you're wandering along and you see all this grass, then there's this little dude over here whose job it is to cut all of that. But for the first time ever, he seems to have got stuck in this loop that he's just doing little circles. He can't get out. Something that I've been thinking about recently is this gate is closing. One thing I've been thinking about recently, images that I think look sick often have almost like 2 points of view. Oh my god, is this compositions where there's almost like 2 lines of sight are so much more interesting than when it's very clear and obvious what the single subject is. So with this composition here, you've got one kind of view down here, and you've also got another subject over here. It just adds another element of interest, and it feels that you're exploring the photo more. And so that's what I'm going to try and play around with now, and see how it goes. One thing that I love about the X100v is just how experimental it pushes you to be. Because whilst you're stuck at 35mm, it's really difficult to get so many different shots. And because it's so difficult to get a lot of shots, you then have to be more creative to get interesting shots that you can shoot at 35. So I've got these railings, which are casting very nice vertical lines. I've got a set of stairs that are causing very nice horizontal. So I'm trying to think of a way to get a composition of the two of them, but I find it quite difficult to get a clear subject. Thank you so much for watching to the end, and I hope that you really enjoyed that video. There's going to be plenty more coming out in the near future. I've just got a buttload of client work that I'm trying to race my way through, but I promise you I am loving uploading to YouTube at the moment. And so unfortunately that means you'll be seeing plenty more of me. And until next time, peace.